So yesterday, Holy Relics for Galfer and Shin came out, and I was pretty excited because um, I saw the Galfer's Holy Relic was the first ever Holy Relic that is actually relevant for the bird. Now, there's been good Holy Relics like Bonds, but no Holy Relic have ever come out was actually good for the only activity that I struggle with, which would be the bird. Which today I did beat floor 3, so can't even say I struggle anymore. I'd love to have more teams I can beat with, but that was the first one. This was literally the first one. So I was pretty excited for this. And the more I look into it, the more I realize this really Holy Relic is lame. Like I was actually arguing that this Holy Relic was good before I did it, and then during the video when I was actually like using it for the first time. But it was because I didn't read the whole text, essentially. When I translated the effect for the Holy Relic on Google Translate right in front of me, it said it increases all allies base stats upon use of buffs. I assumed, because upon reading that it meant any buff to use by the team. Because that makes sense. That's how passives work. That's how like Margaret's passive works. Um, but no, it's only his buffs. So his ability only works when he ranks up. But you're like, oh, but whoop, whoop, but you're incorrect because actually, it also says debuffs when Galfer uses a buff or debuff. So if you debuff with Galfer, it also procs. Incorrect. These guys were so afraid of making another good Holy Relic, they put the restriction that I genuinely didn't even think of, like the parentheses. When they put parentheses, like you can see right here on the readings, right? Usually it just says, oh, doesn't work in PvP. You can see the big PvP. Doesn't work in raids. Applies when entering battle. This is what I assumed this text was. What this text actually says is doesn't include debuffs that do damage. Why? This effect already doesn't work in PvP and it doesn't work in raids. Why also make so any of the Galfers only have one card that can proc it? It's so stupid. And I was just thinking, are Holy Relics in general kind of lame though? Like, outside of the ones that are made for Ban, which Holy Relics are even relevant? The one's Holy Relic is the biggest disappointment ever. Like, the one should have had the best Holy Relic ever. It's the one, right? His sucks. Bonds, as I just said, is like literally made him the best unit in the game, or PvP unit in the game. So it's like his is great, and then Twigos is fantastic. Again, for Bond, again another Holy Relic made for Bond. Then we have, I think Excalibur Arthurs is pretty good. I was thinking of giving to him again, made for Bond. Man, for the price of Holy Relics, they're kind of lame. Like they're kind of lame. So I asked on the community tab. So okay, actually before I show that, I didn't see this. So before actually giving it to Galfer, I didn't actually read this. I just read here, like whenever the hero is a buff or debuff, right? Increases the basic stats for ally. Like this effect right here, right? If this right here was the effect, whenever the hero is buff or debuffs, increase the basic stats of all allies by 1%, limit 10 times. 10% more base stats really matters. And it can really help you. 10% is a lot. Like as an added bonus on top of Galfer's already like good passive, it's a lot. But doesn't include debuff attacks is such a weird restriction because he already doesn't work in PvP and deathmatch. It's just, but I was I was gonna say I made a poll on YouTube 9 hours ago. Are holy relics underwhelming for the most part? I say the most part because I actually have a option for that. And with a resounding only 11% saying no, yes, holy relics are underwhelming, and yes, except for the ones made for Bond, which is what I think. I think holy relics. If you want to just take a read of all of them here, it's too many. But if you go by, you will see like so many like on paper might be good, but the characters themselves are bad. Like, okay, let me just make an example. I don't want to read all of them, but Brawler Bond increases damage dealt by 25%. That sounds amazing. Until you remember, Brawler Bonds suck ass. So, and then you go Adventure Bond. Oh, whenever the hero lands a crit, increases the hero's attack by 10%, limit to 5 times. You can't see it, but right there. Limit to 5 times. Oh, that sounds pretty neat. But, how much, how much crit chance does Nunchuk Bond have again? Oh, only 50%? This man ain't critting. He just ain't critting. On like recent units, with Death Pierce and Gringolfer, you might crit. You might crit. I'm being generous. So, yeah, you see where I'm going, right? Most relics are just kind of lame. And I think they should just, like, genuinely, I think they should just go by and buff most of them. Because if I'm investing this much resources into a holy relic, because you gotta think, right? Right now, for free-to-play players, it's almost unreachable to beat stage 3. If you're free-to-play, you beat stage 3, hell yeah. It like you can like maybe follow like a strategy that already worked for a whale in like a lower scale. You don't have the Unit 6/6. You don't have all cosmetics maxed out, right? But you still can beat it. That's fantastic. But for majority of free-to-play players, a bit unreachable to beat stage 3. Stage 2, I don't think is unreachable. I think, and I've seen so many people say and see on Twitter, lots of free-to-play players can beat stage 2 with no problems if you've been playing the game for a while. But stage 3 is like, ugh. But so it's unreachable almost. So you're going to be getting only a finite amount of materials per week. It's going to take weeks per holy relic. And then if you give it to a character and it's kind of lame, yikes. And I would say, I don't recommend giving it to Gringolfer unless you're like, just like me, where all I care right now is for holy relics that will help me do the bird faster, so I can farm it faster, so I can give holy relics. That's pretty much my thought here. Like, and looking at this whole list, the only holy relic, like literally the only holy relic I would say is worth it is Bonds. That's it. Out of the SSR ones, again, Twigo's definitely worth it because you don't have to use the purple materials. So Twigo's is 100% worth it as well. All the R ones are worth it. If you have the time to farm the blue crystals, all the R's are worth it. Out of the SSR ones, only Bond really is worth it because Bond becomes like the best PvP team in the game. So you can actually, grind champ every week with no problem, and challenger as well if you want the PvP coins. But out of the rest of the list, unless you want for a unit for fun, it's like, I guess, hold your materials and see if something else better comes out, because I want to try Shins. I really do. But I'm having a hard time believing it's going to be worth it. For the cost per effect, these are just not worth it. So I'm pitching to Namaru, please buff the Gopher Holy Relic. It sucks ass. And again, I was very defensive of it because I believe that the raw effect of it is really good. Buffing 10% is amazing. It's just, you're gonna beat the bird before you can reach the 10%. That makes no, and I mean no sense.